Hello everyone. Now this is quite interesting. There's no video as of now, but Russian sources from the governor of Krasnodar Krai have reported a Ukrainian drone attack on a ferry at the port of Kavkaz in the Kerch Strait. No report on the damage caused to the vessel, and indeed, no report on whether this was a marine drone or an aerial UAV. I think marine drone is most likely, as a ship would have to be stationary for a long time for it to be tracked, have the drone launched, and then reach it and hit it. Port Kavkaz is here. If this looks familiar, it's because Ukrainian drones attacked the oil tanks here earlier this year. So this is the second attack on this small port. What's interesting is, this is on the Kerch Strait here, but north of the Crimean bridge. The ferries here have been used to transport vehicles over the strait, as the railway bridge still can't carry heavy trains. This is important, because if this was a marine drone, then it actually bypassed the Crimean bridge and the defensive booms around there in order to target this ship. Which makes me think this must be an airborne UAV. But again, a drone attack on the ship using a UAV is much trickier, as I believe the ones Ukraine are using are GPS guided or similar, and it requires the ship to not move at all between the drone launch and the arrival. Plus, a UAV isn't really the sort of system to sink a large ship like a ferry, since it will be unlikely able to penetrate the hull the same way, say, a storm shadow does, and detonate inside where it will cause the most damage. You may remember a few months ago there was another reported drone strike, a marine one, in the Sea of Azov. Unknown which ship was targeted. At the time I speculated it was one of these being used, a submarine drone, or torpedo drone if you will. I have an idea how Ukraine uses these to bypass the Crimean bridge, but I won't go into it as it's pretty clever, and Russia won't have a clue, if of course I'm right. Another reason why I think this, if Ukraine was sending a large drone through, then they'd just detonate at the bridge itself to take that down, rather than hit a ferry. This Tolika doesn't look to have the payload to cause much damage to the bridge. This isn't the first ferry targeted by Ukraine. Remember, we launched a couple of ATACMS at some, putting them out of action for a while. Now, of course, I could be wrong and it was just a standard UAV that hit the ferry, but I'll do an update when we get more information or hopefully a video. Thanks so much for watching and take care, everybody.